Hello, this is an assessment of a Seiler upright piano made in 1985. Just come into stock, just assessing it to see what work needs doing on it, if any. And it's got alongside another Seiler piano, the same height, 116. So we're going to compare the two as well. This is obviously a very different colour piano from the other one. This is, I think, a bright walnut finish. There's a little bit of fading there, as you can see. It's been held down like that. If you held it up like that for many years, it'll obviously fade back. It's slight fading on the front. You probably can't see it very well on the video, but where this has been held up. So the piano's been played quite a bit as well. We can see that by looking along here. It's slightly roughed up compared to the other one. There's the other Seiler here. This hasn't been played at all, or hardly at all, and so it's slightly smoother. So it's been in for a while, so we've buffed up the name on it. On both of these Seiler upright pianos, we've got extra legroom. There's my legs easily fitting underneath, probably 5 centimetres extra legroom for tall people. Looking inside both pianos, they're extremely similar. The only difference being that there's more hammer wear on the one that we just got in. This is the later one, 1990. It's only 5 years difference, but both the actions are extremely similar, made by Renner. But there's the one that is 1990, not been used at all. And let's have a look at the other one. I've just taken the Celeste off the 1985 one, so you can see how much hammer wear there is. So there's still plenty of hammer left. It could be refaced if you want to get the tone brighter. Let's have a look at the difference in tone. So here's the 1990 one. Now the 1985. So it's much mellower. Now you might actually prefer a mellower sound. So refacing is obviously the way of getting the tone back. You have to reface extremely carefully, by the way, so that you can make sure that all 3 strings, hammer hits all 3 strings at once. I've had other videos about that. It's really important. So if you reface and it's angled slightly, you make it worse than it was without refacing it. And also you need to make sure that the shape is refaced so that it's perhaps to more of a point, if anything. Steinways reface new pianos to a point, and that gives us a sharper tone. So back to the other one. It's a tone of it's like a new piano. Here's a new euphoric. Seiler's got the front off, so I play it a bit quieter. Very beautiful sound. This is clear. It's a West German piano, so everything has been put into the piano to make it as good as possible. We listen to the bass of the Seiler. I have another video of this piano already, but we'll contrast this bass to the bass of the one that's just come in. It's slightly different. All pianos are going to be slightly different because the soundboard material is different, its strings are slightly different, but that's wonderfully warm. For technicians, I love the mechanism here of the Celeste, where you just take the Celeste off separately. As you can see, this is just an independent lever here, used as I press the pedal down, and the Celeste just takes out. Wonderful. Other pianos like this Yamaha U3 have got the lever attached. Not much more work, obviously, but every little bit helps for a technician. The only criticism I could find at all with the Seiler is this is extremely difficult to get up, if you want to get the bottom panel off. Compare that to this Favorit 133 and no sweat at all, and it's even got a felt on it to protect it. I actually took the catch off to get inside, but it was worth the wait because it's such a beautiful piano, this Seiler. Top piano, it's level with any of the other makes. In fact, for a small piano, this is one of the very best. Steinway Z, which is the equivalent small piano, to my mind, and I think a lot of technicians would agree, the Seiler is a lot better piano, but wonderfully constructed altogether. By the way, if technicians might be interested to see how this lever works. I'm sorry, I don't think it's focused very well, but if we push that down, you can see the catch moving backwards and forwards. There we are. And that system's used on top new pianos, actually. It's a bit plasticky looking, isn't it? But seems to last. While we're down here, this is what's called a German eye on the bass strings, which is much harder to change if you want to get it off and on. Much prefer an English eye. For I could use an English eye. Not sure how it got the name English as opposed to German. Don't know the history of that. If any technicians do, that would be great to know. But this is much easier to get off and on. As you can see, there's plenty of space to get it off and put it back on again. If you happen to break a bass string or want to twist an old bass string, I've got a video with twisting an old bass string, and it's much easier if it's got a German eye. Sorry, I beg your pardon, an English eye. So that's the German eye. No doubt they thought it was more stable. Must be a reason, because Seiler did everything as well as they possibly could. Thought you might like to hear how it compares to the best of the English medium-sized uprights. That's a Knight and a Welmar. So that's mellow. There's a lot to do with hammers. Knight and Welmar are the best two English makes. There are other good English makes, but these are consistently top of the range. Another 1985 Seiler. And lastly, the hardly used one. So that's a Seiler upright piano made in 1985 and 16 centimeters high, and it plays beautifully mellowly at the moment. I actually prefer the mellow sound. We can reface it, but it's very contrasting to the one next to it. It's never been used. There's slight regulation to do on this one, but very, very slight. We'll be perfecting that. But it sings so beautifully. There isn't a better upright, modern upright than this. It's right throughout the range. Very consistent. Touch is, what can I say, for superlatives. It's exactly as I want it. Not too heavy.